Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are going to be doing a full body flow. So it's going to be a little bit of everything. We're going to have some balance in there. We're going to have some fun transitions. We'll have a bit of a stretch and a strengthener. So I hope you enjoy. We're going to make a start at the back of the mat in a comfortable kneeling position. Let the eyes come down to a close as you find length along the spine. Let the weight drop down through your sit bones and through the shins, and just start to arrive in your body, feeling the breath growing stronger, growing deeper. Try to relax as much as you can, settling into this moment, into this space, releasing any expectation for the class, and also letting go of anything that may have happened in your day up until now. When you're ready, blink the eyes open. Use your next inhale to reach the arms all the way up and overhead, perhaps following the thumbs with your gaze. And then as you exhale, take a big backstroke with the arms. I'm trying to navigate a plant here. And then interlace the hands behind your back. Draw the fist down and away from the glutes, puffing up through the chest, maybe lifting the gaze slightly. And then as you exhale, release the bind of the hands, re-interlace them in front of you, push the palms away as you round through the spine, dropping the chin down towards your chest. Good. On your next inhale, release the bind of the hands, sweep the arms behind you once again, interlace them into a fist, draw the fist down and away from the glutes, opening up through the chest, squeezing the muscles across the top of the back. And then again, releasing that bind. Re-interlace the hands around in front of you. Press the palms away from you. Feel that expansion as the shoulder blades broaden and you drop your chin down towards the chest. Good. One more like this. Release the hands, sweep them round behind you. Find that fist as you draw it down and away from the back body. And then again, reaching the arms round in front of you. Interlace the hands, press the palms away from you, rounding through the spine. Breathing into the back body. Awesome. And then release the hands, give the arms a little bit of a shake out. Place the fingertips down in front of you as you tuck the toes under, extend through the legs, coming to find your ragdoll at the back of the mat. Take hold of opposite elbows with opposite hands here. Find a gentle little sway from side to side or a little bounce up and down. Make sure that the weight is in the balls of your feet so that you can really lift the sit bones up towards the sky. Try to relax the shoulders, relax the head and the neck, prioritizing length all the way down the back body. And then as you exhale, release the hands. On your next inhale, bring the hands to the shins. Find your halfway lift. Think tabletop spine as you press the back of the thighs towards the back of the mat. Really energizing the back body here, reaching through the crown of the head. And then exhale to soften and melt back down into your forward fold. Slight bend through the knees if you need it. Two more like this. Inhale. We bring the hands to the shins even. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Reach through the crown of the head. Halfway lift. Exhale to forward fold, softening and melting down towards the earth. One more. Inhaling, rising up into your halfway lift. And as you exhale, let the hands drop back down to the earth, walking them forwards and coming to find your downward facing dog. Take any movements here that you would like to as you start to settle into the rhythm of your practice, tuning in with the breath, opening up the muscles, the joints. You can bend and straighten alternate legs here. You can let the hips have a little bit of a sway from side to side. And then start to find your way back to stillness. Really root down firmly through your left hand and reach your right hand to either take hold of the back of the calf, the back of the ankle. You might go inside if that feels a little bit more reachable. And then pull with that hand to start rotating your chest, taking the gaze underneath your left arm. Keep driving down through that left heel so you get a really good stretch down the back of your left leg. Good job. One more breath here. And then slowly release that ankle. Keep the hand lifted and see if you can step your right foot to the front of the mat with as much control as you can find. Use a breath in to reach your right arm up to the sky, coming to find your easy twist. Pull that right knee in towards your chest. Keep lifting the left hip. And then as you exhale, let the back knee drop. Let the right fingertips drop down to the earth and use an inhale to sweep the arms all the way up to the sky, coming to find your low lunge. Find that length in the lumbar spine here. Squeeze your left glute as much as you can and press down firmly through your right foot. Taking one more big breath here. And then from our low lunge, we're going to untuck the back toes and bring your arms out wide. So these are going to really help you to balance. Start to shift your weight back a little bit and see if you can perhaps float your right foot up off the mat. It will be easier if you just use the tiptoes and you can keep the knee bent if you want. It will be more difficult if you extend that leg. Let the arms really help you find your balance. Doesn't matter what you look like. You might be wiggling and wobbling all over the place. That's totally fine. And then if you have a moment of stillness, see if you can slowly start to thread that right leg all the way out behind you, letting the hands drop down to the earth, extending the legs out long, coming to find your tabletop position. Press down firmly through your right hand, take a bend through the right knee, reach your left hand around behind you to take hold of that foot, and then press the foot into your hand, allowing that to lift and open through your chest. Squeeze the right glute as much as you can. Either look out in front of you or take the gaze over your left shoulder. Breathing here, good job. Awesome. On your next exhale, slowly release the bind of the hand. Let the left hand drop down a little bit further in front of your right hand, and then step your right foot out wide of the right hand so that it's in line with the left, and then just walk your right hand slightly further forward. So we're coming to find a slightly deeper lunge here into our lizard lunge. Really try and press the hips forwards. You can tuck or untuck the back toes, whatever feels best for you. I personally like to untuck my toes. I just find it creates a little bit more space for my hips to drop down. And then you can roll to the outside edge of your right foot, perhaps just staying here and reaching the arm up to the sky, or maybe you'd like to use the right hand to press that right knee a little bit wider. Good job. Amazing. And then slowly coming back to where you started. Place both hands down onto the mat. Tuck your back toes under and lift your back knee. Now from here, we're going to start to turn the shoulders and the chest towards the left hand side. Spiral all 10 toes around as well and come to find your side lunge or skandasana. So the left leg stays extended. We're pointing the toes up towards the sky. If this feels really uncomfortable, you can try supporting yourself with your left fingertips behind you, just letting the hips drop down. If you're here and it feels manageable, perhaps you want to challenge your balance by bringing the hands to heart center. Good job. Turn those left toes up towards the sky. Flex that foot. One more breath here. And then on your next exhale, bring the hands back round to the front of the mat. Spiral round on the balls of both feet and then extend through your right leg, trying to keep the front of your belly and your chest connected with your right thigh. Start to lift the right toes up as you pull the right hip back, keeping that pelvis aligned, and try to press your chest forward so that you really get that length through the spine. Do not worry if this front leg isn't fully extended. That's not the aim here. You'll get a great stretch just by following those little alignment tips of pulling the right hip back. Left heel can stay elevated. That's no problem at all. Good job. Taking one more breath here. And then press down firmly through both hands and see if you can send that right foot all the way up and behind you, coming to find your downward or three-legged dog, I should say. Now we're going to, again, try and challenge the balance a little bit here. So perhaps just come up onto your left fingertips. Just notice the shift of the weight and see how that alters this shape for you. Perhaps you can start to float the left hand up off the earth, finding a little bit of balance. And then if it feels available, maybe you can take hold of the left ankle with your left hand. If you tumble and fall down or come out of the posture like I did, do not worry at all. Just see what you can do. Good job. And then let your left hand drop back down to the earth. But again, bring it out further in front than your right hand. Draw your right knee in towards your chest and then roll to the outside edge of your left foot. So we're setting up for our side plank. You can either just stay here with that right knee drawing into the chest, or perhaps you can take hold of that right foot and then extend the right leg out long in front of you, coming into a variation of our side plank. One more breath here. You've got this, guys. And then as you exhale, release the right foot down to the earth in front of your left leg, and then let the hips drop all the way down to the mat so that the chest is pointing towards the end of the mat or the back of the mat. So take a moment to set yourselves up. Don't worry if you got a little bit confused. And of course, just adjust your position so that both sit bones are connected with the earth. Right fingertips drop down to the mat behind you. And then we're going to hug that right knee in towards our chest by linking the left elbow, the left arm around the outside of the right knee, drawing it towards the left shoulder as you start to rotate your chest towards the right hand side. Breathing here, try and maintain length all the way along the spine if you can. Good job. On your next exhale, release from your twist. Pull your right heel in so that it's a little bit closer towards your hip, and let the outside of your right foot drop down to the mat, so instead of the sole of the foot. And then see if you can stack that right knee directly on top of the left, hugging those inner thighs together. Rest your fingertips down beside you. Take a big breath in to find length through the spine. And as you exhale, walk the hands forwards, coming to find a forward fold. If the foot is reachable and you want to take hold of it, then that's absolutely fine. But just try to keep lengthening the spine, pressing the chest forwards, relaxing the shoulders. Good job, guys. Taking one more big breath here. On your next inhale, we're going to slowly walk the hands back towards us. Start to rotate around towards your left-hand side. Bring the hands all the way around to the front of the mat. Press down firmly through your right foot and see if you can lift that left leg straight up into your standing splits. So we're pointing towards the top of the mat once again. You can support yourself here with both hands or come up onto the fingertips. Perhaps you'd like to take hold of your right ankle with your right hand. Maybe if you're feeling super balanced, you want to take hold of that ankle with both hands and really try to draw the chest down towards your shin or your knee. Good job. One more breath here. And then release both hands back down to the mat. Step the left foot back, followed by the right, coming to find your downward facing dog once again. Take 3 big breaths here. Allow everything to settle. Observe what you are experiencing and feeling, having just worked with that one side. And then whenever you're ready, we'll do it all over again on the other side. So this time, pressing down firmly through that right hand, reach your left hand to take hold of either the back of the ankle on the right leg, maybe the shin or the calf, just wherever you can reach. And then use that to start drawing the chest underneath the right arm, taking the gaze out towards the right as well. Keep driving that right heel down so you get a great stretch, but keep as much of a bend through the left leg as you need to. Good job. Slowly release that right ankle. Keep the left hand lifted if you can, and see if you can just slowly step that left foot to the front of the mat. Right hand stays connected with the earth. As we inhale, we reach the left arm up to the sky. Easy twist. Breathing here. And then let the knee and the left hand drop down to the mat. Use a breath in to rise up into your low lunge. Squeeze that right glute. Press down firmly through the left foot. Find length in the lumbar spine by drawing the belly button back. Good job. And then untuck your right toes. Let the arms reach out wide. I can cheat if I want because I've got shelves right here, but I promise I'm not going to. Start to bring the weight back a little bit until maybe you can have a little bit of a play with lifting that left foot up off the mat. Use your arms to help you balance. Really working into that core stability. And then eventually, if you get a little bit of hang time, see if you can thread that left leg all the way out behind you, letting the hands drop down to the mat, coming into your tabletop position. And then take a bend through your left knee, sweep that right arm around behind you to take hold of the foot, and then press the foot into the hand, using this to start lifting through the chest. Squeeze your left glute as much as you can. Good job. Last 2 breaths here. Amazing. And then slowly release the bind. Let your right hand drop down to the mat in front of your left, and then step your left foot all the way out wide of the left hand and bring the left hand up to meet the right. That might have sounded a little bit complicated, but we're effectively just coming into our low lizard lunge. You can stay exactly as you are, or you can roll to the outside edge of your left foot, either extending the left arm up to the sky or perhaps using the left hand to gently press that knee a little bit wider. Good. Last 2 big breaths here. And then slowly coming back to that low lizard. Place both hands down onto the mat, tuck your back toes under and lift the back knee, and then start to turn your chest and your shoulders and all 10 toes out towards the right hand side of the mat, keeping those hips low, gravitating down towards that right heel. Left heel. Turn your left toes up, turn your right toes up towards the sky, getting a little bit muddled up. And then if you want to challenge your balance, just bring your hands to heart center. Find somewhere that isn't moving to focus on. That will really help you with your balance. Flex the right foot. 1 more breath here. And then on your next exhale, bring the hands back around to the front of the mat. Start to spiral around on the balls of both feet, extending through that left leg, but only to the point where you can keep the belly and your thigh connected. Lift the left toes up, start to pull the left hip back, press the chest forwards as much as you can. Breathing here. You should feel this down the back of the hamstrings, perhaps into the outside of that hip as well. And then as you exhale, ground down firmly through both hands and see if you can sweep that left leg straight up and back into your 3-legged dog. Coming to find that little bit of a balance once again. So perhaps just coming up onto tented fingertips on that right hand. You can bring the right hand slightly further towards your right toes. Perhaps you can find a little bit of balance here, lifting the right hand up completely. And then maybe, if it's there, you can reach and take hold of your right ankle. Good job. 1 more breath here. And then release that right hand down to the top of the mat, slightly further in front of your left. Draw your left knee in towards your chest and roll to the outside edge of your right foot. Bring the weight into your right hand so you can lift the left hand up. You can just extend it up to the sky, or you can take hold of your left foot and extend the left leg out long in front of you. So it's a slightly funky version of our side plank. Stay with the breath. And then on your next exhale, let the left foot drop down to the mat in front of the right leg. And then slowly, slowly lower the hips all the way around, spiraling the chest so that it's pointing towards the back of the mat. Left knee stays lifted with the sole of the foot down onto the mat on the outside of your right knee. Bring your left fingertips behind your left hip. Hug your left knee into your right elbow. Take a big breath in here. And then as you exhale, start to rotate your chest towards the left-hand side and hug the left knee towards your right shoulder. Good, guys. 1 more breath here. And then on your exhale, slowly release from the twist. Slide your left foot slightly wider and allow the outside edge of your foot to drop down to the mat instead of the sole of your foot. Left knee is stacking on top of the right knee. We're hugging those inner thighs towards each other as much as we can. Bring the fingertips down to either side of your hips. Take a big breath in here to find that length through the spine. And then as you exhale, walk the hands forwards and allow the upper body to melt down into a forward fold. Breathing here. Depending on where you're most tight, you'll either feel this in the outside of your left hip or down the back of your right leg. I'm obviously quite tight in my hamstrings, so I'm definitely getting most sensation down the back of my right thigh. Amazing. On your next inhale, slowly, slowly start to walk the hands back towards you. We're going to keep the left foot connected with the earth. As you rotate your chest around towards the right hand side, press down firmly through both hands. Keep the left foot connected and see if you can press that right leg straight up into your standing splits. Left toes are pointing towards the top of the mat. Try and square off your pelvis. And then perhaps take hold of your left ankle with your left hand. And if you're feeling super courageous and balanced today, then maybe you want to take hold of that ankle with both hands. Squeeze that right glute to lift the right leg up. Awesome. And then slowly placing both hands down onto the mat and stepping it back into your downward facing dog. Good job, guys. Hopefully you've all got through it and you're facing the right way round. Lots of twists and turns today in our practice. Take 2 big breaths here. Amazing. And then let the knees drop down to the mat. You might need to shuffle your way back a little bit, just so that you can create some space for our puppy pose. That's apt, isn't it? As the puppy gets in the way of the camera. Excuse me, Seko. Come here. Come on. So keeping your knees stacked above your, keeping your hips stacked above your knees. We're going to walk the hands forwards and start to melt the chest down towards the earth. But instead of keeping your palms facing down, I want you to place the outside edge of your hands down. Continue to let the chest drop down towards the earth. You can come onto your forehead or onto your chin, whatever feels best for you. And really press down firmly through the outside edges of the hands so that you're not just collapsing into those shoulder joints. Taking 2 more big breaths here. Keep drawing those lower ribs in so that we can isolate this into the shoulders and not overextend through that middle section of our spine. And then whenever you're ready, walk the hands back towards your knees. Let the hips drop down towards the heels as you stack the shoulders above the hips, starting or finishing in the same way that we started. Gather the hands in the lap and let the eyes come down to a close. Enjoy what you are experiencing within your body right now. Hopefully you're feeling that nice little burst of energy, a slightly quicker heartbeat. Let the breath return to a more natural consistency. And then whenever you are ready, bring your hands to heart center, resting the thumbs lightly on your chest. Bow your head. Thank yourself, as always, for stepping foot onto your mat. And just take a moment to appreciate all of the shapes, all of the movements that you have just done within your body. The fact that we can do this, that we have a healthy skeleton and joints, is not something that should be overlooked. And thank you so, so much for taking the time to listen to me once again and to put up with my dog in the way once again. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you very soon. Namaste. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Lots of twists, lots of turns, some slightly funky and bizarre transitions. So I hope you managed to stay with me and are feeling better for it. I look forward to seeing you very soon. See you.